Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Wow, we do good. It's the accent going
We've
on.
made it to Don't Worry
Is-
Wednesday. This is in honor of Yosua because I'm speaking like people over where you live, I think.
They
And I'm
speak with a
probably
little bit of a
butchering it.
held
I'm really
breath.
sorry.
Aye, a little bit of a held breath, like they're pushing it through the lungs real hard, right?
Hello.
That's what it
Hello,
sounds like.
hello.
Hello.
But yes, Yosua, you're right. We should play something soon. I think that would be great. We should do that. I would enjoy that.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Ryan,
Do it.
oh, I'm sorry.
Do it.
Can you move your mic a little closer to you?
Yeah.
That'd be
Is it just
great.
not very loud?
It's just not very
How about
loud.
I just turn it up
You can do that
a little
too.
bit? All right. Give me a moment. All right.
Because I've got you like
Is
turned
that
up all the
louder?
way.
Okay. Is that better?
Uh,
Is it not changed? It
hasn't
definitely should be.
changed.
This is okay. Well, okay, that's not changing anything. Then hold on. There's, I think, a different problem.
I'm even turning you up on our call, and it's not doing anything. Interesting.
The analog input is correct. Wait, hmm, that is weird.
Are we quieter than usual? Maybe. Ryan definitely is quieter than usual. I just
Hmm.
figured you were talking and not facing your mic very much when we were
Okay.
getting set up because you were eating and all that stuff. And so I was like,
Okay. If I'm not blasting super hard right now, then
you're
oh, I am.
definitely compressed. However, let me see if I can do something here.
Okay, then I'm gonna set it back to something that's
Yeah,
reasonable.
yeah, we're gonna do
But
this.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Let's see. Oh, nope. Nope. Um, um,
Um.
advanced audio process.
Do.
Discord call. And we turn this
Cord.
up to 150% or something.
All right.
Um, and let's see. Try saying some stuff now.
All right. Hi, my name is Dr. Takomi, and I'm here to analyze your briefcase.
It's still the same. That's so weird.
Okay. I don't know, man.
I
That's
don't
weird.
know either,
I
man. It's
mean,
crazy.
I could turn myself. Oh, like, no, that's clipping. I can hear it. Yeah. I don't think it's wise to turn myself
Are
up
you
much.
are you using that microphone that's in front of you, or is it
Oh,
picking up
yeah.
on your?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, because
so
when I
weird.
turn this up anymore, it starts clipping like that, and
Yeah,
that is not good.
yeah. Um, I don't know what the heck happened here.
OBS updated, and now it doesn't work anymore.
OBS, see, OBS updated. That's the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so let's see.
Yeah, I can get away with turning up a little bit, but yeah, I can turn it up to that. That's 5 decibels higher. I do clip now when I on some words.
Let's see what happens when I go up
No.
even higher. 200%.
200%.
200%. And I'll mono you. Mono
Okay.
imano. That made a
Mono, mono.
slight bit of difference.
Okay.
Oh man. I'm so confused. All right. Well, if 200% is great, we're going to
Hmm.
stick with it. Thanks, Neon Sight.
Yeah.
So, welcome everybody. Welcome to Don't Worry Wednesday. Yeah, tap on that thing. That helps.
Did you hear the tap? It might have been muted
Do it
by
again.
here. I'll turn off. What's it called? Chris. Okay. None.
Oh yeah,
You hear that?
it's there.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. It's the right mic.
Watch this though.
Watch this though. Watch this though.
Watch this though. We're gonna see how this works. Oh, you're not even gonna believe it. We're gonna blast you guys, maybe. Hopefully not, actually.
Uh-oh, hopefully not.
Let's
We don't want
try.
to worry them.
Let's try. Okay. The arbitrary number of 315%.
Wow, very specific.
Yes. But now your level's actually like up a little bit better. So
Okay,
I think we'll be all right.
I don't understand. I mean, the mic is. I mean, I clip when I'm talking now.
You do?
So,
All
every
right.
once in a while, it's not too bad. It's just
Okay.
every once in a while, it's not too bad.
All right. Cool. Yeah, honey, turn yourself down a little bit if you want.
Okay, all right, there. Maybe now I won't clip.
All right. Yeah. So Saule says, while Static and Joe are sorting out technical difficulties, why not post a topic?
Hmm.
If you'd like to send us your concern, type it out in chat or on our website, www.don'tworrywednesday.com. Yes. So welcome to Don't Worry Wednesday.
Wisely done there, Saule.
What?
Well done, Saule. That was a good insert.
Yes, it was
Good
perfect.
transition.
It was perfect. Yeah, so this is Don't Worry Wednesday. This is the show that we do on Wednesday. And it's about you guys and your situations and stuff that you guys are going through. We do have topics this week. It's awesome. Thank you guys so much for sending topics. So yeah, it was a little late. What was a little? We were a little late. You know, we were early starting the stream.
We were 5 minutes early starting the stream, but then we were late.
Then we were late getting here.
Getting on.
Crazy.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
It is what it is, man. It's all good. So cool. Well, anyway, so yeah, this show is all about you guys and what you have going on. We would love to hear from you. You can go to don'tworrywednesday.com. Just like Saule said, there's a link there in the chat for you if you would like to use it. That'd be great. Send us a topic. We would love to talk about it. Oh, now my screen is showing all kinds of weirdness. Orion's. You guys are watching me mess with his volume. Cool. All right. So as said in the chat, we are not professionals. We are not professional therapists or counselors or psychologists or psychiatrists or whatever. But what we do is we love you guys and we just want to help in any way we possibly can. And we've been through some stuff in our lives and it's given us some perspective. So that's all we want to offer. We want to offer some love and support and perspective with any issue you might be having. And we also want to wish Yozua a happy birthday. Everybody in the chat, you guys have been so good at wishing Yozua a happy birthday. So
happy birthday, Yozua.
It's great to have you here and we're really glad to see you.
Thanks for choosing us on your birthday.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. I appreciate that. So we are celebrating Yozua. Yes, this is our Wednesday celebration. So awesome. So anyway, how you guys doing in the chat? You guys look good from what I can see. And how are you doing, Ryan?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm great. You'll never believe this.
Okay.
I got a sliver.
Where?
In my hand.
Is it wood or metal?
Wood. I know, it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I mean, working with cabinets and woods all the time. Hard to believe. Quite hard to believe.
I know, it's crazy.
Well, it happens to all of us.
Yeah.
Oh man, I remember one time I got a sliver. It was like it was so long and thick. It was like a whole piece of wedge of wood. It wasn't like a thin thing, but it was like a chunk, and it was stuck in my foot, and I had to, well,
in your
basically,
foot.
It was really bad. and the only way to get it out was to break open my skin and then pull it out, and it was rough.
Oh yeah.
It's a whole piece of it was like a chunk of wood, man.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't
Yeah.
while I was making cabinets, by the way.
Well, it ended up in your
Um,
foot. I would hope that you're
it was
not
the last
walking
time I
around
was
a
gonna
wood
dance on
shop
the dance
barefoot.
floor. Yeah, that would be dumb.
That would
There's
be
too many nails and random chunks of wood.
a little bit silly. Yes.
Mhm.
Welcome, Meowlido. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever, I feel
Nyawado.
like. Wow.
Nyawado, how
It's
are
great
you?
to see you. I saw you come
Mhm,
in as Starshy, and I was like, where do I know that name from? I know that name.
mhm.
Yes. Now you're Meow.
Oop, give it.
Yes. Good to see you.
Yes.
Um, yeah. So we actually have some topics. What is this? A girl in my school once fell over and slid and got a whole chunk of the ribbed wooden floor in her knee. Ow.
Yeah,
Oh
ouch.
my gosh. That sounds like it really stinks.
No, that would be awful.
Ooh.
I remember when I was in school, there was someone in my grade was playing basketball and they were playing shirts,
Mm-hmm.
no shirts and shirts, and this guy was a no shirt. And they fell over, slid on the floor, and rubbed their nipple off. Yeah. Ouch.
Oh.
It never grew back. It never grew back. Just regular skin now.
Dude, that oh my gosh. Let's stop talking
You're not
about
the only
pain.
one. There's a lot of basketball
Dude,
players with that.
that one makes my butt tingle. I'm sorry. It's like
Yeah,
weird.
let's stop talking about that, right? That's so bad. Ugh.
Uh okay. So anyway, welcome guys. Welcome to our weird
Sorry. Sorry.
conversation.
Wake up! Wake up! That's how you tell someone to wake up.
Makeup.
Yeah,
Makeup.
you wanted to.
Table.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the song.
Something you trust.
All right.
Wow.
Well, guys, it's great to be here with you. We're gonna do some topics. We've got a bunch of them. We
Mhm.
got a whole handful of them.
I
Let's
do
see.
actually.
Did
Thank you
we?
guys. Thank you everyone
I have
who's been
to.
submitting topics.
I have to reload because we did get a new one like not too long ago. Um.
Mhm.
So let's see. Blah blah blah. Here we go. Reload. Boom. All right. So it looks like we got a handful from last week as well. Did you guys handle any of these last week?
Mm-mm.
Oh
Wait.
wow.
Wait, did I mark any of them as answered last week? Mm,
We've got where's the squeezy cheese?
okay, we didn't handle that, nor did we handle protein bar.
Okay.
Um, trouble conveying thoughts? I don't think
From
um
Neon.
now did we do yours last week? Trouble conveying thoughts? Um, I don't think we did.
So I'll tell you, I can
No,
answer.
we didn't.
So we're gonna do a
We didn't.
little. We're gonna do a little.
We didn't. We didn't do any of these.
Did not do any of these.
Did not do any of them.
All right, real quick. We're gonna do some of these real quick. Where's the squeezy cheese? Right in my hand,
Wow.
where
Dang.
it belongs.
Wow.
Yes, because the squeezed cheese is so good.
I thought it belonged in your mouth.
I mean, yeah, but not the can of it.
That's right. That would
It's
be I could imagine a model like that. Swiss cheese belongs in your mouth.
yes,
That's a good one.
yes. You know, I could eat so much squeezed cheese, but this one I can't eat a lot of because it's the spicy
Mm.
nacho kind.
Oh, nice.
And so because it's spicy, I can only eat
How spicy?
I can only eat so much at a time before it starts doing things to me, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotcha.
So yes.
Fair.
Oh yeah, who Mianglios, was Mianglios with you
Aw.
last week?
Yes. Yes. And that's really lovely, Mialdo. That's so kind.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. All
My
right.
Anglios my Anglios was with us last week.
Cool. Thanks, Mianglios, for doing that. I appreciate that. I was watching my son play
Anglia.
basketball.
2-6. You were how did that go?
The basketball game?
Mhm.
Dude, my son is so good. Like I
Yeah.
don't know if I've told this before, but I've never been into basketball ever. You won't ever catch me watching sports on TV, hardly ever. I'm just not into it, whatever. I don't
Mhm.
judge anybody for being into it. I'm not. But I'm into what my kids are into, and because I'm their dad, and so I go to all their stuff, and like I'm watching this kid play, and he's so good. He's so good. And even
Mm.
the coach pulled me aside and told me he's only coached one other player in his whole career that has as much skill as my son.
Mhm.
And I'm like, wow, like, and it shows. Like he's out there and he's really fast, but he doesn't look like he's fast because he's really smooth. Like all of his
Ah,
motions are very fluid and smooth, and it's really fun to watch. But Twashu's
that
here. Oh, cuties. Twashu, you're cuties. I'm not
What?
cuties.
Oh, that means you don't get to say hi to Washer then.
Maybe Ryan's cuties.
I I'll confirm that. That's true.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cuties in the chat.
I mean, look at that guy. Look, he's right above me, right? Cuties.
Yep, yeah, this guy's cute.
Y'all are cute.
Yeah.
I'm just a
Is
little
your
bit
topic still there?
silly.
Yozua, we did not do your topic.
Which topic was Yozoa's? Was it where's the squeezy cheese? Because we answered that one.
Yeah, and there's another one called protein, but there
Protein
should
bar.
be.
Protein bar
I
just
don't
says
see.
protein bar.
I don't see one from you. We have several from anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I don't know which one might be yours. Um, we've got no encouragement, capabilities, and thinking with intentions. These are all from Anon. If you want to claim one, but if you don't, then just remain silent, I guess.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yes, I remember last time that we streamed, we said that we would do yours, whatever one that was, but I don't see it on here. Did I maybe accidentally answer it? Mark it answered? I can take a look.
Take a look,
Um,
man.
although if I
Oh,
did that on accident,
Yozua says he'll rewrite.
you rewrite it? Okay. Um, mm, yeah, the
Uh
ones I see here. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute here. Why did it change on me?
Terrible memory. I wish I had a really terrible memory.
Yeah.
I remember
What?
way too many things that I wish I didn't remember. You guys, anybody else have that problem? Like so many things that are important that you need to remember, you forget about, but then all the things that are like really painful and like you wish you could
Mhm.
forget, you can't forget.
Yeah.
You guys feel my pain?
You feel my pain?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think people remember lots of bad things. They don't remember good things.
True.
Yeah, I remember more bad than good. Maybe our minds are designed that way so that I don't know, stop doing bad stuff. I don't know.
Stop doing bad
Um,
stuff. That's
so,
the answer to everything.
mm-hmm.
Stop doing
It's
bad
not
stuff.
42.
And stop
It's
letting
stop
other
doing bad
people do
stuff.
bad stuff to you.
Yeah. I looked at the ones answered and I couldn't find anyone that the two that I found were the two that we did last time.
Mm, okay.
So I'm not sure what happened there, Yozoa. I apologize.
Well, you are welcome to rewrite it.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, I always
dun,
forget
dun.
everything, so it's easy not to have trauma. Can't remember.
Yeah,
But then again, maybe it's one of those things if you can't like, you don't remember the things that are trauma for you until you think about them, like, they're affecting your life, but you don't know that they're affecting your life, you know?
exactly. Exactly.
So they're in there. Even if you don't remember them, they affected you, so I don't
Mm-hmm.
think it is better to not be able to remember, because if you can't remember what caused the trauma in the first place, then it might not be solvable. At least not through the
There are ways.
traditional
There
means.
are ways of
Yeah.
getting to those memories.
Mm.
Sent it. All right, Yozo sent it. All right. You speed ran it. All right.
Fantastic. Yeah, you did.
Cool.
I'll go ahead and
So as soon as you process that one, we'll do it. Because Yozo, I know that you are in a time zone beyond ours. Well, I don't know. You're in between ours, I guess. Somewhere.
Mhm.
Either way, I know it's late for you. Yeah. It's later for Twashu. I do know that. Um but yeah, so anyway, it's funny that you mentioned that about the trauma and forgetting about it because I was going to make the same point you made, Ryan, where it was like, like a lot of times trauma comes in and you don't remember what the thing is that
Mm,
traumatized you. And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
sometimes like it takes some digging to find those memories that created this issue that you have just an automatic response to that freaks you out and your nervous system gets all jacked and like it's crazy. Like I'm having personal experience with this fairly frequently. I'm digging into like a lot of childhood pat.
That's cute. Great job.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's pretty wild. And so then you got to like go through all kinds of stuff and then you find a whole bunch of other painful memories that you didn't want to remember and then there they are and you got to deal with those too and it's a lot of fun. But it is therapeutic and I would definitely recommend if you do go through a process like that, it's good to have a professional
Thought
with
process.
you or some kind of a counselor or some kind of guidance or something because you can really find yourself in a sticky situation.
Oh,
Um,
I'm sure.
hmm Yep, it can be really, really interesting. Um, but all right, did you finish that?
Yep.
Oh, you're the man.
Thank you.
Wait, what? How come it's
I'm a
not
man.
in here?
I don't know. I pressed curated. I see it. Oh, wait. Sorry. No, I didn't press curated. That's why. Hold on. That's the last button I forgot to press.
Haha, yes.
There you, there you go. Now it should be in there.
There it is. Yes. All right, let's go. So we have this topic now. We're gonna do this one from Yozua. Yozua, happy birthday! And we have your topic, and
Yeah.
we're gonna do yours first because I said so, and I'm the host, and that's how things work around here. Yes, let's go. All right, so this is called stress and depression. This is one that I'm sure people can relate to. I know I can, and yes, I will tell them. Neon, I'll tell them. I'll tell them something. So, all right, I am going to put this up on the screen, and I will read it aloud while you guys read along with me. Just yeah. Um. Okay, you tried to be vague, and it was a bit dark, and didn't want to trauma dump. That's okay. That's okay.
It's all good.
I mean, I appreciate that. I appreciate you try to be vague, but it's okay to let us know. You know, um we haven't been flagged talking about topics, I don't think ever, have
Yeah.
we?
No, I don't. Never.
That's one of the beauties of having a nice tight, community like you guys. that are awesome. So,
Mhm.
all right. So I'm gonna put
Yeah.
this up on the screen. You guys can read along with me. And this is Stress and Depression from Josua, and it reads like this: Depression and dealing with drama have become trauma where some people did bad stuff to me for 4 years online. I won't get into what, but I'm dealing with depression and stress, and it's shutting me down. I can't help it. I don't know what to do. It makes me hate life. I wish it would stop. I hate myself for it. And that's from Josua. Didn't proofread it. That's all right.
Yeah, hey, you don't need to. It's okay.
No problem at all. Let me start with Josua. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you are dealing with this. It's 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 hard to go through life like that. I mean, I can recall, very recent times, very recent, where I've had to go to confession and confess the sin that I was really mad at God for creating anything at all.
Mm.
And that doesn't violate the priestly seal of the confessional because I'm the one saying it. And I'm not a priest. So I, I can say that. Um, yeah, it makes uni hard. I have so much going on in life. I understand. Yes,
Mm.
absolutely. Um, Neonsai, yes, you're an awesome creation. I was still mad at God for creating anything.
Mm. You be angry about good stuff.
It's the good and the bad. You take the good with the bad,
Like,
right?
it's like ice cream. So delicious, but way too cold, you know?
Ice cream?
Yeah. It's like you could get a brain freeze, when you drink, eating ice cream. You can
Yeah.
be angry about that, but,
Yeah.
you know, it's good.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had to tell my son the other day, because we were talking about basketball stuff, and it was like, okay, so his coach was like, like I was saying, he's really, really skilled. I'd just like to see him be a little bit more aggressive out there. And so, like, I'm sitting there talking to him, like, hey, what makes you angry? Let's use some of that, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty much like angry all the time. And he looks at me and he's like, really? I'm like, yeah,
He doesn't know.
he's I'm like always angry. Yeah. But no, it's okay because I know how to harness it and use it to propel things forward, right? That's one of the things I had to learn. I had to learn that it's okay to be angry. And Yozo, I don't know if this is something that you're dealing with too, because I know that can be a really, really big cause of depression, especially when you talk about, you've had people do all kinds of bad stuff to you for years, and you have every reason and right to be angry about that. Now, that doesn't mean you get aggressive and you fly off the handle and you attack them some way, whether it's in text or in physical life or whatever. You don't need to be aggressive, but so much of the time, I know I was taught this, and maybe you were too, that anger is bad, that it's wrong to be angry, that we shouldn't be angry. You shouldn't be angry. You shouldn't be angry. Why are you so angry? Don't be angry. And it's like, no, anger is an emotion and is normal. And we just need to know how to use it. But when we get taught over and over again that our anger is wrong, then it's like, then we start to suppress it and we start to shove it down and bottle it up. And then it sits in there and it just festers. And over time, they call it freezes, is what they say, and it becomes depression. So like all this anger that's unresolved that you haven't expressed can then poison you inside and create some massive, massive depression. So it's totally okay. But angry, not angry, just very, very sad and beating myself up. I see. Yes, I can relate, my friend. Beating yourself up. Yeah, I'm like a pro. We should hang out.
Ah,
It'd be good. So anyway, I'm going to turn this over to Ryan and let him talk about this for a little bit. So Ryan, it is all yours, my friend.
sure. I mean, I
Ryan's
want to give it.
Ryan's a very angry person too. Just look at him.
Did you look?
That's right. That's Ryan's mad look.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I want to give this the best I can. I want to
Mhm.
be um um it takes a lot to come out and say, you're dealing with depression and stress and stuff like that, and I want to honor that, and I want to say that's awesome that you have decided to do that and had the courage to do that. And yeah, obviously you don't really want to get into specifics, and that's totally fine. I mean, maybe it would be okay if you did, but it could be rather lengthy and be a lot to break down, rather too much to break down. Something more than what we have necessarily time for, but
Mm, mhm.
yeah. So sometimes that's the way it is, and sometimes you need a therapist or whatever. And Yozo, I've known you for a long time. I don't know. I feel like I know that you've talked about therapy, but I'm not sure. I can't remember what you've done with that. Um, but uh, you know, sometimes if it's not something that's available to you, it doesn't mean you should stop trying to figure it out and just hang there until you can get someone else's help. Um, sometimes you can reach out to friends, I guess, rather than a therapist. But yeah, still in the therapy. Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking, but I wasn't positive. I remember that we talked about it before, and it was kind of out of the question because of obviously it's really expensive, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like there are probably things you can do for cheaper therapy that's not crazy expensive if you can find something online, but at the same time, um, yeah, it's a struggle. And I think I remember at the time you needed like permission from your parents or whatever. I don't remember. I think maybe that was somebody else, but it matters not. Therapy is a good option because they can take the time and work through things with you
Mhm.
and ask the questions about what's going on, what exactly is causing this. And a lot of times it's the way that you're experiencing things rather than just what it is, you know? You can go to work for, 10 years and hate your job, and you can go to work, same workplace for 10 years and love your job, and nothing's different, except for your mentality. And that can change everything for you, you know? And the problem is, a lot of times we're blind to seeing what it is that we need to be thinking differently about. And even if we do discover it, we don't know how to think differently about it. So that can be really quite a struggle. So that's why a therapist is really useful, because they'll give you those opportunities and help you figure that stuff out for you. Because I mean, not everybody's the same, but they should be able to ask the right questions and get your mind moving forward on some of this stuff, right?
Mhm.
Um, and here's the thing, you can't find a therapist to do that. If you can't afford one, then you need to sort of do that yourself. And now you're not alone on it. You might have some friends that can help you with it, but don't expect your friends to know what questions to ask and things like that. They're more for just support and helping you feel like a human and so on. Um, but I think a lot of it is just sitting with yourself and going through it, and that's really difficult. What you can do that might be really helpful, Yozo, I know that you've got some um, interesting like ADHD and stuff like that, and it might be useful. Some people really resound with writing things down,
Mhm.
so you can write your thoughts down. Do some journaling, and that can help you move forward on some of this stuff. I know that's true for a lot of people, even people who are, no ADHD or anything like that. Yeah, or autism or anything like that. So, yeah, I knew it was autism. I just didn't necessarily want to out you in case that you didn't want to be outed. But yeah, you know, um, it is a difficult challenge for everybody, no matter where you lie on the spectrum or not, right? With autism,
Mhm.
um, and so that's why like there's a lot of depressed people, and it has nothing to do with their um, their social um, stigmas or whatever. It's just something that happens, and a lot of times it's how you deal with yourself. Like you said, you don't talk very kindly to yourself. You're critical of yourself, beat yourself up, and I mean, that's if you do that, I mean, it's okay to beat yourself up every once in a while if you deserve it. But if you do it all the time when um, then I think that you're very depression prone, very prone to, are very, very likely to just kind of enter back into that depression until you've conquered this self-talk. And that's really hard to do. So I think that if I can do anything for you, I think it's try to help you with your self-talk, because that's the only thing I can really, like, that's one thing that you mentioned. And that's also something that um, I've had to work through in my life a lot, and something I might be able to talk about and maybe help you with. And that is, growing up, I did a terrible self-talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought everybody hated me, and I thought like all this terrible stuff. I put things into other people's, like, I put I imagined what other people thought of me. And they were always calling me stupid, and they were always hating on me, etc. In my own head, they weren't actually doing it, right?
Mm.
I mean, some of them were, but most of them weren't. I just like assumed everyone hated me. Um, and that's to do with like how other people perceive me, and that's self-talk. But um, there's also like me thinking I can't do anything and that I actually am stupid. And um, I remember for I don't know, many times in my life I was like, I must be, you know, I I don't know, like I had a lot of bad self-talk. I'll just say that. Um, some of it's mean, some of it's just degrading. Um, some of it's about my image and thinking, I was very ugly and all these sorts of things, which is silly because I don't know why I would think that now, looking back and like that was silly. Yeah. Um, so how did I move from one thing to the other? And I'll tell you how I did it. And I'm not saying you should replicate this or try to do it exactly how I did it because it doesn't necessarily make sense, but maybe you'll get something out of it. Maybe you'll get something out of it that you can sort of utilize
Mm.
to help you get out of your this loop of negative self talk. Because it's like, that you're talking bad to yourself. And so you see yourself do it. And then you hate that. You do that. And then because you hate that, you are talking back to yourself again. And, it's just like this spiral. Um, and so what we need to do for you is hopefully create a spiral that goes up,
Mm.
um, at least to start balancing some things out. So I mean, I've shared this story many times. It is the story of Static and Static P. And that is when I was 14, I started playing a game online called Ragnarok Online, and I started making friends on there. And it didn't really go anywhere, but I met some people here and there. And then 15 came, I was still playing the game. And towards the end of 15, or maybe when I was 16, probably, um, I realized that on this game, I had a lot of people who wanted to talk to me, or who were willing to talk to me, who enjoyed me, who would play with me. There was a lot of people who wanted to play with me,
Mm-hmm.
and that might not be the case for you, but that was whatever was the case for me. And that's not the reason that I started talking to myself better. But what I realized was that I was like, I was struggling a lot because in my day-to-day life at school and so on, I didn't, I thought I didn't have very many friends. I had like, a couple, but, um, I thought everyone would just hated me and I wasn't very well liked around people. And I noticed that I was not very good at being social with other people. I was very awkward and um, not just shy, but just, not very good. I always felt like I always had to prove myself constantly. I always
Mm.
felt like I wasn't good enough and I always had to prove myself. I
Mm-hmm.
always had to show people why I'm cool by like showing them and no one cared. And like it was bad. It was terrible. It was stupid. And that's how I felt though. I felt like I had to prove myself all the time because I thought I was so crap. And that no one would be my friend. And so I remember having this self-talk at one point. I just remember it's hard to remember exactly when, but I remember at some point I'm like, wait a minute. I go online, I've got friends, we chat, it's great, and I don't feel like I have to prove myself. I don't feel like I have to you know, I don't know. I don't feel hated, I guess, you know.
Mm. Mhm.
And then I go into back to my daily life with real people and in the flesh, and it's the opposite. Got very few friends, and it's just not doing very well socially. A lot of my conversations end in disappointment, and they're really rough. And I'm like, what the heck is the difference? And I gave an honest look, and I was like, who I am online is far closer to the best version of myself than who I am in real life. Who I am online and how I act as if like I'm invincible and I say really silly stuff and if people laugh, it's awesome. If they don't, I just carry on. Like that's who I am online. But in real life, I'm super what's the word? Self-conscious. I'm so overly self-conscious. And so I remember experiencing that distinction and being like, wow, who I am online is way different than who I am in real life. And I took that and I said, I want to be like my online self. Because the reality was, the person I was online was just me, not afraid. That was it. That was a major difference. The me online was just the same version of me, except for not afraid, more willing to interact with people, more willing to be myself.
Mhm.
Because instead of being overly self-conscious, I could just be myself because I had no fear of being myself because what's someone going to do? I didn't have any fears of being myself online. And so I could just be myself. And so when I was at school, I remember I was like, okay, well, actually not when I was at school. I remember the day that I thought that I was like, okay, tomorrow when I go to school, I'm going to pretend to be that person. I'm going to pretend to be static. I'm going to pretend to be that online persona. I'm going to pretend to be myself and get over this self-consciousness, this overly self-conscious personality
Mhm.
disorder that I had.
Mhm.
And when I started doing that, I noticed people laughed around me when I would make a joke. Even though it took some self-talk, I was like, oh my gosh, I would make a joke right here. I should make a joke because I said I would make a joke. Like that's what Static P would do. Or actually, on the game it was called Black Static. That was my name, Black Static. Like that's what Black Static would do. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna do it. Whatever happens, happens. And then I just said the joke, and I remember having that self-talk. So like my joke was delayed, right? And I was like, great, this is gonna fall flat because it took so long to say. And then no, people that were in line just like, what did Ryan just say? That was hilarious. Because they never expected me to say something like that. Whatever it was a joke. Um, the teacher said something and I kind of rebutted with a joke. I don't remember what it was. But I remember I got a chuckle out of everybody.
Mhm.
And that was like, wow, I can be myself. You know, that's cool. Myself is not so bad. The version of me that I want to be and the version of me that I already am basically is good. It's fine.
Mm.
And then I remember that whole like month I was going out of my way trying my best to be my superhero, be my honestly myself.
Mm.
And that was me going up to people that I don't ever talk to and just sitting down next to them and complimenting them on their like shoes or whatever that I liked or just even their personality or saying things like, Like, hey, and, I never really talked to you, but I just wanted to say I've always been impressed by your ability to, really persevere. And I see the struggles you go through, right? You always come out on top. And I just think that's really awesome. And to be able to be the kind of person that can just sit down next to somebody and say that took so much out of me, especially because I was a guy and they were a girl, and I had, no intention of being romantic or anything. Didn't really care to have a relationship with them at all. Even a friendship. Didn't even care for a friendship. I just wanted to be able to do that and not be afraid, and not be afraid to get looked at or mocked or told I was creepy, you
Mm.
know?
Mhm.
Um, and if that was the outcome, that was the outcome, and that's fine. That was what I decided. I was like, I'm gonna do this. They might look at me and call me creepy. Whatever. I want to be a good guy. I want to be I want to be awesome. I want to be a stinking incredible awesome person. And so that's what I did. I tried at it. I tried to be that person. Um and I could see me doing that. And myself I could see myself being that good person and being proud of that, right? And you can't both be proud of yourself and depressed at the same time. Those are two things that you can't be at the same time. You can be disappointed and depressed. You can
Mhm.
be disappointed in yourself and depressed, but you cannot possibly be proud of yourself and at the same moment in time be depressed. You can be depressed long term, like chronic depression, but in that one moment where you're proud of yourself, you're not depressed.
Mm.
So I would say two things that make you proud of you being who you are. Because who you are, Yosua, who you are is enough. Anyone asking any more of you than what you are is not asking for what you are. They're asking for something they want. And you don't have to live up to that. You should be your best you can be and live up to to what you imagine is the best you. But if you're worried about what other people think, or even if that's not the cause of your depression, but it's just, you know, you worry about how you think because you treat yourself not so happily. You look at yourself and you say bad things, right? Um, you're you're asking things of yourself that don't need to be asked. Like, yeah, you do need to step up. Like sometimes you got guilt. Sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes you do stupid things on purpose and you're like, wow, that was dumb of me. And that's a fair reason to not be happy with yourself. A fair reason not to be proud of yourself. But if you see something in your life that can be improved and you go for it and you start working on it, you should be proud of yourself.
Mm.
And rejoice in that.
Mhm.
And I would say, the last thing I want to say is stop playing those games where it's like, well, okay, I guess I got two things to say. Don't play the game where if you mess up once, it's over,
Mm.
because that's not life.
True.
That's not reality. That is not reality. I mean, look at you right now. You're still here. You made billions of mistakes, I'm sure, because we all have, but you're still here. So don't think that, oh, I mess up once, it's over for me. I can't continue trying this thing or that thing or whatever, right? You make mistakes and you're still alive. Probably made very reckless and potentially dangerous mistakes, but you're still alive. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail. It's not okay to do bad things, but that's why we want to look at that and go, hey, let's be better. And if you can be better and you are better, you should be proud of that. It's right to be proud of that. It's right to celebrate goodness in you and your accomplishments. So if you decide that you want to move on an upward trend, that makes the biggest difference. At least it did in my life. When I start looking at myself and started counting my victories, when I started looking at myself and decided I wanted to be something better than what I currently was, and I started working towards that, it changed. It changed everything about my spirit, about how I treated people, how I treated myself, how excited I was to be alive, how excited I was for the next moments to come, how excited I was to work on things, how excited I was to take really hard tasks on and do them, how excited I was to just do the things that are mundane, including the dishes.
Mm.
When I decided that I wanted to be an incredible Ryan, not just an ordinary Ryan like me, but one that was very good, which I'm made to be. I'm made to be that anyways, you know? So if I decided I wanted to be on an upward trend, if I wanted to fight for that, and I started fighting for that, when I did that, the multiple times that I had to do that in my life, depression went away.
Mm.
And I can't guarantee that that will always be the answer, no matter what kind of depression you get. But I can tell you, it helps, probably helps almost in any kind of depression that you have. And I understand when you're depressed, doing things is hard. When you're depressed, wanting to do things, wanting to be the best version of yourself is hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's why one of the best things you can do is just getting that boulder moving. And that is make a decision and say, this is what I can improve on. And this is what I'm going to try to work on today. I'm going to try throughout the day. Anytime I have a social encounter or whatever it is, I'm going to do this one thing. Or maybe it's like, I'm just going to try to be a person that takes care of my room better. I'm going to do my dishes. I'm going to make my bed. I'm going to do this kind of stuff for the week, for the whole week. I'm just going to be that kind of person that can actually keep his room clean, you know? And you decide that and you work at it. And when you do that, you'll find that some of your depression starts lifting. And that's how you get the ball rolling. And that's just one thing, you know, you keep on looking for those things. And because you're good at finding them. If you're always hating on yourself for various reasons, then you should be pretty good at finding the things that you wish you were better at, you wish you could improve at, right? But don't beat yourself up and say, well, you can never be that. You can never get better. Because that's silly. That's not helpful. That's not useful. It's good to notice where you can get better. It's good to notice the things that you could be better at. Absolutely. When we have those feelings, it's good. It's what we do with those feelings that's bad.
Mm.
Do we use them to annihilate ourselves? Do we use them to kill our hopes and dreams? Do we use those things against ourselves as if we're our own enemy? I think we do. But the reality is we should be using those things to be our ally, to lift ourselves up, to point ourselves in a direction where we could just like be an amazing version of ourselves, the kind that we are proud of. And those things can really move us forward in life and just make us incredible people that change the world around us if we don't allow it to destroy ourselves.
Mm.
And so you don't have to like just magically stop thinking bad things about yourself. I just want you to take that bad thought and use it for good rather than using it to be evil and mean to yourself. Take it, and I know it's hard because when you're depressed, when you're feeling this like disappointment in yourself, it's hard to have the motivation and the energy to be like, yeah, I'm going to take this and but that's what I'm asking of you. And that is to, when you have that feeling of like disappointment in yourself, look at it and go, okay, that's my thing. That's what I'm going to prove it. That's what I'm going to focus and improve on. That's my battle. And if I can win this battle, that would be awesome because I'm sick of this battle. I'm sick of fighting this fight over and over. And I'm sick of losing. And I'm going to lose more times before I finally win. But I tell you what, this is the battle right here. This is what it is. I'm going for it. And I'm going to be an incredible person here. And when you do that, and you start to make a little bit of progress, celebrate that. Be proud of yourself. And I think that will do a lot for you. Because it's just not useful. Just not useful to take that hatred and use it against yourself. You know,
Mm.
it's very painful, and it's not bad to have it. It's not bad to be angry, but it is bad to use it as a tool for your destruction. It
Mm.
would be bad to use it as a tool for anybody's destruction, right? So yeah, you have to think about yourself a little bit about that. Um, Now, what is that battle? I don't know. You're the one that's got to figure it out and go through it. But I think if you can be proud, if you can look up to a version of yourself and pretend to be that person, if you can imagine a version of yourself that's like awesome, and then just act like that, because in the reality is that's probably who you want to be, and that's probably who you can be. You don't have to imagine somebody else. What would this person do? What would that person do? What would Jesus do? No, I think the question is, what would I do if I was amazing and holy and perfect and great? You know? Oh, I would do this. Okay, do it. Because that's within your grasp. Because that's you. That's you being real with you about who you could be. And so, um, that's what I did, and it helped out a ton. I don't know that at least in terms of self-talk, that helped out tremendous. That changed. That was the game changer for me. That changed everything.
Mm.
So figure out. I mean, if you want to do something, you can write down what does that person look like to you? The Yozua that you wish you could be. The Yozua that is just, you know, um, the kind of person you love. You would love to be. And don't write anything about anybody else. I mean, you can say like, I like that this person has this virtue and I want to be like that. That's good. Yeah. If you notice good in people, it's okay to pursue that good. But ultimately, it should be you. It should be the best version of you that you could actually see. And then just start being that. Start pretending you're that person. And over time, that person will unshell themselves and get out of that current shell you're in and reveal themselves because they're you anyways, you know? So they're you without that shell that you put on that is very mean to you. Um, so yeah, that's what I have for you. I know that was a long time just to say one thing, but I hope that it can be encouraging. I hope that it can be something you can latch onto, at least pieces of it, and run with it.
Mm.
Hope that some of it was relatable in some way. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna give it over to Joe,
Well, thank you,
who's also
Ryan.
had in this. So
Who's
yeah,
what?
who's also had plenty of experience with depression.
Oh, plenty. Yes, more than
Mm-hmm.
more than enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so.
Because even a little bit's more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So Yozo, I definitely feel where you're coming from. It's not an easy spot to be in. And Ryan, thank you so much for explaining all that, because those are some real practical tools that you can use to kind of pull yourself out and put yourself on the right track. I will, before I even get started into the things that I have to say, I would ask you to ask yourself. Now, I know you're under a lot of stress. You've got university going on, and so that causes a lot of stress. That can create
Yeah.
this feeling of helplessness, this feeling of, depression and all that. So that's one thing that can definitely be a contributing factor for sure. And
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah. So it's shutting you down. I know that
Yeah.
was when I learned when I figured out that it was interfering with my day to day life, like all this mental and emotional crazy, depression and stress and anxiety and everything was just like piling on. That was when I knew I needed to find a counselor. And I know you said you still don't have therapy. Neats, I put in maybe some ways that you can utilize BetterHelp. That's one thing you can do. If you're in an emergency situation, I know there are suicide hotlines and stuff like that you can call, where there are people standing by to talk you through whatever it is that you're dealing with. But those are for those emergency times, right? And because sometimes we get to that point where we're ready for that, and like you don't realize, none of us realize how much of an impact our departure from this world would have. Um, because we all bring light to those around us, even if we can't see it. And a lot of times, especially if we can't see it, there are people that care about you, that love you, that want you in their lives, and you know, so that's an absolute truth about you, Yozo, that I know. Um, so, man, but I understand hating life. I understand hating myself. I understand, wishing it could stop, feeling totally incapacitated. So, but I want to ask you a few things first, and you can ask yourself these questions throughout the day. Is one of the most important for me is how much water am I drinking? Am I drinking enough water? Am I staying hydrated? Because sometimes just being dehydrated can create this feeling of helplessness, can create us to feel depressed. And so, how much water are you drinking? Are you doing anything physical? Are you, getting any kind of exercise, even if it's just walking or, something simple? It doesn't have to be super strenuous. You don't have to become like a gym shark or anything like that. You just, like just something physical. Because a lot of times when we're dealing with depression, I mean, I can understand, with some of the things you've been through. You talked about people that were doing bad stuff to you that can make us upset. That can make us really
Mhm.
angry. And then but we don't feel like it's legitimate to be angry. We feel like we're wrong to be angry, or maybe we've been told that or whatever, or maybe we're told that the thing that's making us angry, oh, that shouldn't make you angry because that's stupid. It's stupid to let that get to you or whatever. But you know what? It does get to you. I can remember saying that. It's like people would tell me all the time, why is that getting to you? That's not that big a deal. I'm like, well, it is a big deal to me. It hurts. And then, but people would have this dismissive attitude about, oh, well, suck it up or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And that doesn't help at all. So, like, I'm just like, sometimes I want to just tell people to shut up. But, um, it's okay. But when you get upset, when people are doing bad stuff to you and you get mad at them, that feeling, that anger, that all that is preparing you to take some kind of action. And that's why exercise can be so important and so helpful, is because when you are going and doing something, it kind of it's a way for you to release that energy in what it was designed for, which is to take some kind of action. And I always kind of default, like, it's funny because I struggle with all this stuff too, and I struggle with back issues and shoulder issues and all kinds of stuff. And so I decided just this week, I had kind of gotten out of regular exercise, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna start myself doing this again. And so, like, now, right when I wake up, before I'm even awake, I'll do like 10 push-ups and 10 like back exercise things and 10 sit-ups, and then that's it. Just that.
You do them on the bed or the floor?
On the floor.
Okay, because it's hard to do that on the bed, man.
No, push-ups
It's
on
really
the
weird.
bed. Yeah, you can't get a good push-up on a bed. But
Yeah,
anyway,
you
but
can't.
I do.
You cannot.
It's funny because I do that before I'm even awake, and so I don't even really realize what is happening.
That's nice. Then you forget about the pain. You don't even
Right,
know it happened.
exactly. It's like it doesn't hurt because like
The
I'm
burn's
not
not
even
there if
awake
I don't
yet.
remember it. Yeah, that's
But I've
funny.
found it to be very helpful. It kind of regulates me a little bit, and it helps me kind of get off to a good start. Um, so you can do stuff like that. But another thing is, what kind of food are you eating? If you're eating junk food most of the time, then that can definitely have an effect. If you're eating really salty, like a
Mm.
lot of salt, we do need some salt to survive. If you're eating a lot of sugary foods, like that can contribute. especially because you end up spending your whole life in this perpetual like rise and fall of this sugar high and crash, and so like and that can cause a lot of stress on your system as well. So pay attention to what you're eating, pay attention to how much water you're drinking, and are you moving your body in some kind of a way? And those things can really you want to rule those out and be like,
Mhm.
okay, these physical things aren't an issue. There is a different issue that's going on, and then you can start digging in, and it can help to talk to somebody, like a professional, about this. And I'm not sure why you haven't found a therapist. Sometimes it's hard to go into finding a therapist. Sometimes it's hard to even know where to start. Um, and but a lot of times, if it's messing with my life at this point by now, I know that that's what I need to do. I need to find a counselor to talk to about some of this stuff, right? Um, and then uh, you can kind of start digging through it. And I've kind of found one of the good ways for me to handle some of this stuff, especially because I get angry, and I know that's a big contributing factor to my depression is anger and unreleased anger, all that. So when someone makes me angry, I'll write them a letter
Hmm.
because
Um,
like and you can do it digitally or on paper. I prefer pen and paper because there's a physical act of writing that makes it more real to me, I guess. But so I'll write somebody a letter and I'll write everything that I'm upset with them about, and I'll just let it all out on the paper. And a lot of times the paper has really dark writing because I'm pushing it with the pen so hard on the paper. And so it's like whatever. But anyway, um,
if I
so
ever
I'll
get a
write.
dark written letter, that's what I'm gonna think from now on.
Yes. So I'll write a letter, and then I'll read the letter, and then I'll tear up the letter, or I'll burn the letter, or something. I'll delete it, whatever. Like if I. But here's the point. The point isn't to send it to them because it's probably not going to do much good. Usually, in these cases where we're just venting our emotions and stuff like that, it doesn't usually do much good to send it to them. And but the tool is there for you to let it out. Whatever it is that you're feeling, whatever it is that you're dealing with, whoever it is that you're upset with. And so I'll write them a letter. And sometimes I'll write them a letter, for like every day for like a week, or every day for like a month, or every whatever. And but it's just that act of getting these things out. And I write it all out on paper, and sometimes that's the only way I'm able to sleep, to let myself fall asleep,
Mm.
because I'm dealing with stuff and I'm dealing with stuff and I'm thinking about it and ruminating on it, and I can't fall asleep, and I'm just laying in my bed wide awake. My body might be exhausted, but my brain's going like 1,000 miles an hour, and I can't sleep. And so then I will write this letter, pour it all out, get it all out, just rage all over this piece of paper, and then tear it up. I'll destroy it somehow. Because at that point, what I was attempting to do with the letter, it is accomplished. I was trying to get everything out. I was trying to just express myself and express my emotions and get it all out, and then boom. Um, and then it's done. So, Neonsai said in the chat, we all just got to genuinely want the best for ourselves. And that's very, very true. And it can also be very, very difficult. It's very simple, but it's not always easy to genuinely want the best for ourselves, especially when you're in a case like where you're at, Yozo, where you said you hate yourself. And so we don't want the best for ourselves because we're like, we don't deserve the best because, I'm like a turd here, I just suck. And so my brain will beat myself up and I'll learn to hate myself. And so why would I want the best for that person? Why would I want the best for the person that I hate? Right? And so then we have to figure out, okay, Ryan, you had some really good thoughts in here about how you can start to act in a way that makes you proud of yourself. That makes you feel good, that makes you feel like you're doing something good.
Mhm.
I know
Yeah,
self
your point of exercise is a big one for that too.
yes. Yep.
Just doing those 3 push-ups that you said you would do that day.
Mhm.
I mean, it makes a huge difference.
Yep. Simple thing is like making your bed like Ryan talked about. I mean, if I tried to clean my room, that would be a huge ordeal because my room's a stinking mess. And so like that would take me forever. But I can make my bed and it only takes me a couple minutes,
Mm,
right? It's something simple because that's the other thing. Like sometimes we're thinking, "Oh, I'm going to do these good things and it's going to make me feel better about myself," but it's a task that is something that takes a really really long time. And then we get disheartened and then like it can be really really difficult when you take on something big. And so I always recommend start small. Start with just making
mhm,
your bed. you know you can do little things of self-care. That's one of the reasons why I'm really glad I grew this beard. I like my
okay.
beard. There are people that don't like my beard, and that doesn't matter to me. Like they can not like my beard all
That
they want. I don't care. But there's a benefit to this, and that is it's kind of like my own personal little bonsai tree. And so I'll sit there and I'll have my glasses on. I'll get up in the mirror and I'll have these little tiny scissors, right? And I'll just start looking and start trimming these the hairs, like a lot of times just one at a time. And I'll just trim them. And that's self-care, right? That's an act of self-care where I'm taking
mm,
care of myself. I'm focusing on some kind of a detail other than all the problems I have going on. And I'm focusing on something that's making me feel like I look better, right? To have a
mm,
nice, well-trimmed, well-kept beard, I value that. And so, but that's an act of self-care. Brushing your teeth, self-care, right? Whatever, taking a shower, cleaning yourself, do whatever. These things that we do to take care of ourselves, they automatically increase our self-perceived value, like how valuable we think we are.
Well, it makes sense because that person's being nice to you, and so when someone's
Mm-hmm.
nice to you, you usually think well of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that person is you in this case.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Sometimes another thing that I've learned how to do is just like I'll put one hand on my chest and one hand on my belly, you know, and I'll just hold myself and I'll just breathe and try to empty my mind and just focus on breathing. I'll focus on breathing and feeling myself being held. And that is an act of self-care that also makes me feel loved in some way, right?
Mm.
So some of these things they're just little simple things, but they're ways that you can take care of yourself and increase the value that you have in your own mind. And then it's like, oh man, sometimes I'm like, I don't even have time to do any of that kind of stuff. I've got so many things to do, so many things to think about, and I'm stressed out to the max. And I don't have time to do these little things. I just gotta go get stuff done, right? But
Mm.
then I'm just downward spiraling and I'm not doing as well at those things because I don't feel that good about myself. And to take 3 minutes and breathe, all those things are going to be there still in 3 minutes. I don't have to think about them right now for the next 3 minutes. And you can make a deal with yourself and be like, look, I'm setting everything aside for 3 minutes, for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes, whatever. And I'm just going to be here with myself. And that can have a huge impact And then when you come back to all the things you have to do, your head's a lot clearer. You feel a lot
Mm-hmm.
more valuable. You feel a lot more strong. You feel a lot more capable of doing the things you need to do. And that's another way you can start this upward spiral that Ryan was talking about. Instead of downward spiraling of self hatred and beating ourselves up and stuff like that, these little tiny simple things that don't take a long time and don't take a lot of effort
Mm-hmm.
can start this spiraling upwards. And then the more you do it, the more you look forward to those little 3-minute vacations, or little 5-minute vacations, whatever. It's like, okay. And you can come out on the other side and you feel a little bit better. You feel a little bit less stressed and start to move in an upward direction. Because you are valuable. I know a lot of the things you've been through. We've talked,
Mm-hmm.
and it's horrendous, some of the things that you've been through. And I'm sorry.
And
Because you
much of
don't.
it's not your fault at all.
Right, exactly.
How
Exactly.
other people treat you a lot of times is not your fault anyways. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like, don't beat yourself up over that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't beat anybody up. Life happens and it's evil sometimes, you know?
Yep.
But
There is
it's
evil in this
awful.
world.
It's awful, but don't beat yourself up.
Yep.
You're fine.
So anyway, Yos, that's about what I have for you. Neonsai says, I want the best for people I hate too, which means I love them, I guess. You're such a kind-hearted person, Neonsai. Makes me sick. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
um, Mianglio says, what you said, Joe, about how we don't realize our impact on people reminds me of the movie It's a Wonderful Life. You know, I've never seen that movie. I've been told I should see that movie, but I never have. But it's true. We don't realize the level of impact we have on the people around us
Yeah.
and how important it is for our presence to be there. Yozo, you're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having the guts to share. Thank you for taking the time to share.
Hmm.
Um, and I hope that some of this can be helpful for you, and I hope that some of these practices can
Yeah.
make a difference. Um,
Yeah.
Ryan, did you have anything else to say about this?
Unfortunately, I don't really have much else to say. I just really hope that that something helps you in this journey because it's a hard one,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, it gets good and it's rewarding and you have everything you need. Okay, you're fully capable of that upward spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, you just gotta snuff a few things out and start doing a few new things. But you know, it's like your plate is full and already, so like you're thinking, how am I gonna start doing new things? Well, if you spend less time hating on yourself, you'll have more time to do something better. So
That's true.
there's a little bit of that. But yeah, it is hard. It is hard. But it's only difficult. Um, it's like there's a certain amount of difficulty that's perceived difficulty that makes it way harder than it should be.
Very true.
And that's true with all of us. I mean, that's true regardless if you have depression or not. That's just true. That's perception for you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how you see the world is how you feel living inside of it. And if you think the world is crap, you feel it crap. That's the bottom line. And so part of this journey is if you if you can figure out where to start poking at this, it actually only gets easier because some of that, the way that you see the world, making it feel like crap and being so hard to just get up and do the things you know you need to do, it slips away. And you're like, hey, I'm just going to do the things I need to do today.
Mm.
And it's not painful. It doesn't have to be painful. It just is right now. But as you work at this, know that it will start to feel like things are getting easier. So that's hopefully gives you some hope. Hopefully makes you understand that taking these small bits and pieces, like Joe said, you know, giving yourself like a, you know, putting your hands like on your body, on your chest and your stomach, it really does make you feel good.
Mhm.
And just take that in for a couple minutes. You know, if that's all you can do, take that in for a couple minutes. You know, because those are the little things. And if you can take time to write down who you wish you would be and start acting that way, you know, it's a game changer. And it will, right now you feel like there's not enough time to do that. But if you start doing it, suddenly you feel like, why would you spend your time doing less?
Mm.
And you're going to feel like the things that are so stressful for the amount of time you have to do them, it's at least a little less stressful now.
Mm.
Is it going to still be, are they still going to require the same amount of time, whether you do these things or not? Yeah, of course. But it's going to be easier. It's going to
Mhm.
be easier because your mind is on you and your mind is on your side rather than against you.
Yes.
And when you're on your side rather than against you, it's way less stressful.
Mhm.
Because you don't got your enemy looking over your shoulder all the time.
Mhm.
So, Yosua, um, I just want to encourage you and say that this is absolutely possible and amazing if you do it. And Yosua, you're already a great person,
Mhm.
but everyone's always looking forward to the Yosua you become too.
Mhm.
And right now you have an opportunity to make that happen, that in such a beautiful way. And so, um, keep being you and see and watch yourself blossom and celebrate those things and enjoy that, because as you become that person that is free from this depression, free from this self-hate, you're going to notice that the world around you is starting to really enjoy you more and enjoy everything that you bring to the table. When you stop hating on yourself and you can start to see the good.
Mm.
Because a lot of times we can't see that good, even though it's there.
Mm.
You know, Joe was talking about, you know, you don't know you never know the impact you have on the world and the amount of good that you bring to it. It's unfathomable.
Mhm.
It's so much. Now, some people, you know, everyone's a mixed bag. You know, you bring good and evil, but no one realizes how much they affect the world, and it's crazy.
Mm.
But if you can stop being your enemy, think of how much more good you can bring, because you don't have someone breathing down your neck, you know, and stopping you and putting evil into your mind, you know, and rotting it, you know, and it's okay if you've been there. A lot of us have been there. So um, it's good to know that you're there, and it's good that we got to talk about it. And it's also good that you you want to move beyond it, and that you hate it. You know, you hate that you hate yourself, right? That's
Mhm.
good. Good. You should hate that, you know, because you're a great person, Yozua. I've never had a problem with you. Any time I've ever talked to you, it's been great. So there's no reason for you to be so harsh on yourself. But if you see the things that you don't like, that's actually good. And it means that you're ready to move forward. I guess this is one last thing I have to say. An artist who can't see what they're doing wrong can't improve.
Mm.
They've
Mm.
hit their maximum capabilities until eventually they notice in somebody else something that they can't do. That's usually how it happens.
Mm.
But an artist who can't see what they could be doing better, I mean, literally look at like, you know, like a 5-year-old. They they draw, and some of them know like, hey, I'm not a great drawer. And some of them think they're the best in the world, you
Mhm.
know, and they're on the same level, right? But the one that thinks they're the best in the world already, um, if they don't know, if they don't see what they can practice, they're not going to get good at those things because they're not going to practice them.
Mm.
They're going to keep drawing, and they might get a little better just by experience and drawing more and drawing more. And that encouragement of self, you know, that's a good thing. But if they can't see what's holding them back, they can't improve. So what I'm trying to say is, Yozua, you see yourself in a lot of negative light, but that's because you know that you're capable of more. That's because you can see there are things that are worth pursuing. You can see there are things that you could be better at. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it can be a good thing. And so, um, like an artist who's trying to improve their work, improve their craft, you have to have the eyes to see where you're not as good as you need to be. And so you already have those eyes, Yozua. You already have those eyes. So that means there's something inside of you that already knows that you could be better, that already believes in you, that you could be better. Even if it's being snuffed out, there's something inside of you that's hopeful, something inside of you that's looking out for how to be better, Yozua, looking out for how to be the best you can be. And so be thankful that you can see those things, you're not ignorant to them, and that you have so much room to grow, because just having so much room to grow doesn't mean that's how bad you are. No, it just means you can see so much good that's possible. And other people might not be able to see that much good possible. They might not have the mind for it, the eyes for it, whatever. And so you do. So you see so much potential. That's good. And that potential is there. So I'd say it's good to work on it. It's a good start.
Very well said. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And thank you, Yozua. Thank you again for the topic. And yeah, you can make a better life for yourself. You absolutely can. And I believe you will. I believe in you.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah. So thank you though. And
Yeah.
and it's great to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
I appreciate you stopping in.
Yeah.
So let's move on to another topic. What do you say?
That would be great.
All right, let's do it. So all right, we handled where's the squeezy cheese protein bar. I'll just say protein bar.
Protein bar. I mean, it's a topic I can talk about. I like protein bars, but not everybody does. I
Yeah,
remember the first protein bars. I remember like they were just made out of fish or something.
yeah, they
I
were
liked
kind of
them.
gross.
It was like chocolate and fish, and I was
Oh,
like, that doesn't sound good.
chocolate
Everyone
fish.
like bit into it, and they're like, ew, gross. And I was like, oh, I kind of like it. Is
It's
that
not a,
weird?
it's not a.
It's like chocolate and fish. I guess I like chocolate and fish. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I got to say about protein bars.
All right, Yozua. Yes, go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Get some sleep. Allow yourself to rest. It's an okay thing.
Yes.
It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um. So all right. So let's see. I don't know. Which one do you want to do here, Ryan?
Let's see here. So many good ones. Um, well,
I kind of am being drawn to this one we got like a half an hour ago. This don't get your hopes up
perfect.
one.
Perfect. Let's do that.
All right.
Let's do that.
All right. Cool. So
Awesome. I was hoping we would do that one too, so that's great.
perfect. We're thinking on the same wavelength here. Good.
Yeah.
All right. So this is called "Don't Get Your Hopes Up." It comes from a person that has called themselves apathetic and depressed, and I understand that feeling too, my friend. So I'm gonna put this up on the screen. We'll read through it together, and then we'll talk about it. So, yes. Good night, Yozua. Sleep well.
Good night.
And yep. Here's the topic. Don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up. This is something a lot of people learn and employ at some time in their lives in order to avoid disappointed feelings and outcomes. You would think that this kind of mentality doesn't at all change the real outcome, only how you feel afterwards. But I believe it has a huge effect on the outcome. Not being excited to do something or experience something can totally affect the outcome in a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of way. Lower morale does cause worse outcomes and decreased productivity. So, why do we think it's a good idea to adopt this don't get your hopes up mentality? Are we really so afraid of our own feelings of being let down that we need to hide in nihilism? Isn't nihilism already a letdown within itself? Being depressed and apathetic about things you could be excited about is absolutely a waste of time. In a bad case scenario, you are super excited for something and then the outcome happens and you are let down. But in a worst case scenario, you are apathetic about the outcome and then a good outcome happens. Why is it worse? Because you spent all that energy being apathetic and nihilistic when you could have been excited, productive, supportive, and lifting others up to be excited with you. That's what I realized this morning when I woke up, and now I don't know how to justify devaluing outcomes anymore. Now I'm going to have to be all excited about stuff. My identity is ruined.
Oh man, I like that. It's
Thank
good.
you. Thank you so much, apathetic and depressed. You're kind of you're right in a lot of ways that our the way we feel about a subject or a topic or an activity we've got to do will affect how we go through it, no matter what the outcome is. Because here's the thing, sometimes we can't control an outcome. I mean, Ryan has released many songs and he doesn't know how they're going to do when they come out,
Mm-hmm.
but he does it. He does it because he loves doing it. And like, there's so how can we replace this don't get your hopes up with do get your hopes up? Because man, like I remember people would say that to me all the time when I was growing up. Teachers, parents, everybody. Don't get your hopes up, because I would have big dreams, I would have goals, I would have things I wanted to accomplish in my life and be like, "Oh, don't get your hopes up. That's just kind of unrealistic, blah blah blah, whatever." And it's like, wait, like I wanted to just it was really disheartening when I was a kid to hear, and now when I think back, I just want to smack them. I don't like actually go do it, but it's like this feeling of I'm like, what? So you want me to go through life with my hopes down? Well, I just want you to be realistic so you don't get hurt. And it's like, I'm getting hurt right now by you saying this.
Mm. Yeah.
Like, you know, because here's the thing, if you have something you want to accomplish, I'm telling you what, you can. It might not be the way you think it is going to happen, but you can probably make it happen as long as it doesn't defy like the laws of nature or something. But even then, humans aren't built to fly. But millions of people go flying in planes all the time,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like there are ways to do things. We just might not have figured it out yet. But there's ways that we can build, and we can build upon, things that we've learned in the past and grow and, change things and move things forward. This is unheard of. Like what I'm doing right now, talking to people in various parts of the world in real time, was unheard of when I was a kid. It wasn't even imagined. Like nobody thought
Yeah.
this could happen. And
Yeah.
here we are. I mean, it's amazing. And like I just think like what's going to happen in the next 10 years? Like what kind of new things are going to happen? Are we actually going to have consumers, like regular normal people going into outer space? I know there are companies out there that are trying to make that happen. Maybe it will. Another thing that never would have been imagined when I was a kid? The stinking cyber truck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so there's all kinds of stuff. But so I want to encourage you, it's okay to get your hopes up. In fact, in a lot of ways, it's necessary. Because the only way that good things come, the only way that new things come and we make advancements are people that had their hopes up, that were like, maybe we don't know how to do this now, but let's figure it out. Rather than, taking that advice of don't get your hopes up and just, keep your head down and go work at the factory or, whatever, blah, 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 blah. The world needs to get its hopes up. So, with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ryan, who has been quite an inspiration to me and a lot of other people just because of his willingness to do what he does. And, like creating amazing music and with such an incredible heart for other people. And I don't know. I love you, Ryan. So I'm turning it
I love
over
you
to you.
too, man. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, you're so awesome. Thank you.
You are. Thank
Um,
you,
yeah, no, you're amazing
though.
and great and amazing to look at. Such a joy and a pleasure. It's good.
Well, then I'm going to make nobody can look at me now. It's all you know.
Okay, bye. So all that pleasure and joy you guys could have had, gone. No. um,
Or maybe I
anyways,
should put my face up here while you talk and just make faces.
oh, there you go. Yeah, there it is. Wow.
So go ahead.
Look at me, I'm beautiful. Dang, look at this person on the screen.
Mm.
Best thing you've seen all day, other than yourself. Remember, look in the mirror, fix that hair. There you go. Anyways, other than that, yeah, it's Joe. Joe's wow, look at that. It's so good. So attractive. See the way he did that with his finger on his forehead? Wow. Whoa. Okay.
You're back on the screen now. I turned myself off.
Okay, yeah. I know you did. All right. Okay. So anyways, don't get your hopes up. Now, so I remember I was at my aunt's, however you want to say it. And I remember she was talking about something, and then she says, "Try not to get my hopes up." And I remember just feeling like that's a weird phrase, isn't it? Um, because you don't want to get excited. And she didn't. She's like, I've had my, heart broken too many times or whatever it was. I can't remember what the topic was. But I remember she's just like, I always get too. She was thinking she always gets so excited for things, and then they're a letdown, and then it hurts, And so she's trying not to get her hopes up. She's trying to keep a level head and so on. And I remember thinking about that and just being like, that sounds like you're addressing the wrong issue. Like, you're like, oh no, I got hurt because I was really excited. And then when it happened, it ended up being not as good as I had hoped. So your defense mechanism was to stop hoping. And to me, I think that's a little bit weird. I think the defense should be when something doesn't go the way you want, learn to not be disappointed. Like it's like, well, it's okay to be disappointed, but it's like for it to hurt that much, that's a little weird to me. Now, I'm not saying it's weird like I can't relate. It's just weird that it's weird that our response is to just go, oh, it hurt because I got so excited for it, because I was so hopeful and it didn't happen. So I'll stop being hopeful. That sounds like an attack of the evil one if I've ever heard one, Like that is a straight attack to God. That's what it sounds like to me. It's like how much like that thought in itself seems so bent on self-destruction. Because otherwise you could say, oh, I have a lot of hope for a lot of great things. Okay, that's good. That's a good thing. Like I'm super welcomed. And I get excited for those things, meaning I put effort in and it's enjoyable and like pumped up, and I help other people get pumped up for it and share that feeling, and we all get excited, and that feeling in itself is good. It is. It's like when you get excited and other people around you get excited, like isn't that moment sometimes even better than the thing that happens that you're getting excited for?
Yes, it can
I
be.
think many times it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so it's like why would you want to snuff that out? That's such a great time. That's such a great place to be and something to partake in. And then, and it's all you snuff it out just to avoid the pain that comes from not having something meet your expectations. That's kind of, I think the word that she used, expectations. Try not to have high expectations. It's like, no, expect the great, but be strong enough of a person that it doesn't destroy you if it doesn't happen the way you want it to. You know, I think about children, and it's normal for children. And you're a baby, you can't know much better. But when a child doesn't get what he wants, what's it do? Cries, flails around the room, yells, whatever. It's like, but you're an adult. If you don't get what you want, you should be able to handle yourself. You shouldn't have to feel like you need to freak out. You should be able to just be like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted. Okay, try again. Or I didn't come out the way I wanted to. It's like, oh, that's a bummer. What can I do better next time? Or maybe there will be no next time. And you're just like, okay, moving on. No use crying over spilt milk, right? As they say, just clean up the mess and carry on with life. Um, and I'm not trying to say like, necessarily to the full extent, suck it up, cupcake. But to some degree, I think we need to be able to have in ourselves enough confidence. And it is like a form of self-confidence. It's kind of like a blend of confidence and, what's the word? Fortitude and like humility. It's a blend of things, but it's like you should have enough confidence that when something goes wrong, you're there for it and it's going to be all right. You know? And if you can believe in that, like, I feel like as soon as I started believing that, a lot of things became way easier, especially way easier to handle. I remember another similar thought is people get annoyed. And I was like, what is annoyance? And I was like, well, really, annoyance is just my own lack of being able to deal with something. Annoyance, a lot of times, is my own lack of tolerance. Now, tolerance isn't a virtue, and not everything needs to be tolerated. But if I'm getting annoyed, then that's me. That's something inside of me, not something that someone else is doing necessarily. They could be doing annoying things, surely, but I'm the one calling them annoying. It's a matter of perspective. And a lot of times things that annoy me aren't worth that sort of evil thought of like wanting them to not just not be themselves, you know? It's much better for me to just have a heart, and show some charity and kindness and be willing to let them be them, you know? And when I learned that, that was really good. So and it's like, how does that relate? It's kind of the same thing. It's a internal thing, you know? And so I really like this. I really like this a lot. I remember experiencing something similar. And I remember the actual day where it happened, which is surprising. Not the date. I can't tell you the numbers, but I remember I was with my aunt and she said, "Don't, I'm trying not to get my hopes up, trying not to get too excited." Um, and expressing her pain over being let down. And I was just like, I remember when I heard that, I was like something opened up inside of me and I realized I was like, that is a weird response because getting your hopes up is a good thing. And snuffing that out is definitely evil. But I understand that in life, there's pain. And many of us live a life of running from pain instead of living a life of running to something we're hopeful for. And I think that this is one of the key culprits of what they call, I guess, a mundane life or a mediocre life. And I don't really think anybody's life is entirely mediocre, but I think there's a lot of us who live a life of running or avoiding, not necessarily running, but live a life of avoiding pain. And yet the pain keeps coming.
Mm-hmm.
And every day they figure out what are they going to do to avoid that mess, that, this pain, what do they say? What do they, and they're just constantly trying to figure out how do they mitigate or reduce the amount of things that happen that are painful. And their whole world is caught up in that. And so instead of focusing on something they're hopeful for and striving for, they're just living a life of trying to just keep the house up, trying to keep the house from falling down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know, um, I think of course you kind of feel like crap if that's the life you're living. Um, and I don't think anybody wants to live that life, but they just end up there because of pain, because of these self-defense mechanisms that pop up that are supposed to help us in life. But in reality, a lot of times they snuff us out
Mm-hmm.
because the reality is we have to pick up our cross and walk with it, regardless of how hard it is. Because if we do, good comes. If we don't, we're stagnant and we're stuck there with the same old cross anyways, with the same old burdens anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point you just have to decide, like, I'm going to pick that up and start walking. So yeah, I'm going to get my hopes up. I'm going to save the world. That's what I was made to do. I'm going to get up there and start walking. I'm going to get up there and start saving that world. Like we're all made to do that. And so, I said we should get our hopes up. And I think that's great that we've come to this realization. I think it's such a impactful and life-changing sort of realization because you get your energy back and you might start hoping again, and
Mm-hmm.
start. And so it's like your identity is ruined. I think that's good. Um, and I think it's good to get excited. Like I said, half of the fun is just being excited. Like at least half. So many times I've been in situations where like just the excitement of something that could happen is really the greatest part. But yeah, I don't think I can understand devaluing the outcome because it helps you maybe in certain scenarios, but it helps you from getting sucked into something or whatever. But in the end, life is hope creates all things is the line, and it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Hope creates all things. Despair creates nothing. And living a life of despair or even just apathy, um, you know, it doesn't put anything new into the world. You're living a life where you're just trying to keep everything up. And that makes you focus on everything that's not going forward. You're just trying to keep everything still and everything's slowly rotting over time because that's what things do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, that applies to everything in life. If you're trying to make a stand still, what actually happens is it atrophies,
Mm-hmm.
because nothing wants to stand still.
Mm-hmm.
It's either moving forward or falling backwards. And so, um, I think, yeah, this is very good. That's what I got to say.
Oh, you ended that abruptly. I wasn't quite ready
Oh,
for
sorry.
it. That's all good.
Done. Okay, now go.
Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. Um, yeah, I'm with you, man. Like I don't know how I can even speak after that because you handled it so well. Um,
Thank you. I'm
it's
sure you'll do wonderfully as always, Joe. You always do.
oh, thank you, Ryan. You're the best.
Joe, I love you, man. You're awesome.
I love you too. You're the best ever.
Thanks. You too.
Yeah. Except for you are. So like I can't be because you are. So there.
That's not
And what
true.
I say is right.
Can there not be multiple best?
Mm, But
According to YouTube, you can't have that because like if we all have 100 experience points, someone gets 1, someone gets 2, someone gets 3, and then the other people just don't even get on the
I
board.
know, man. The YouTube chat, it's like messing with your statement.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe that YouTube writes the rules for reality. So,
Oh, yeah. You're
yeah.
right. It's true.
They're just trying to mimic reality, but they're not doing it perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I guess my answer to this whole deal is get your hopes up. Just
Thank
take
you.
the word don't off of that.
Oh, get your hopes up.
Get your hopes up.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, I mean, like Ryan was saying, hope creates all things. And that's literally true. Like the only reason anything gets created is because somebody hoped that they could do it,
Mm-hmm.
right? The only reason anything gets accomplished is because somebody hoped that they could do it, you know? And the world is full of naysayers. They will call themselves realists, right?
Yeah. I remember that. Mm-hmm.
And I've been there too. I get it. I know, I'm there are a lot of times when I go through my day and I feel hopeless about a lot of things. It's very true. And so sometimes you got to check yourself a little bit and be like, wait a second, why am I dwelling on this, or why am I thinking about this, or why am I thinking that this isn't possible or something, whatever. And sometimes maybe you're just hitting roadblocks because that's the very thing that's going to cause you to figure it out. You know, sometimes people go through years and years and years of trying and struggling and failing, trying, struggling and failing, trying, struggling and failing until finally they hit upon the thing that sticks, right? Um, it can be amazing. There's so many stories about that through history of people that just continue to try. Do you think they would have continued to try if they would have not gotten their hopes up?
Okay.
We wouldn't have light bulbs if people didn't get their hopes up. We wouldn't have electricity in our homes if people didn't get their hopes up. We wouldn't have indoor plumbing if people didn't get their hopes up. Because it's
Yeah.
just that
Wow.
natural. And we take all these things for granted. I take for granted the fact that I can go and flip a switch on the wall and the lights come on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's light and I can see. And I don't have to carry a candle that's burning. I don't have to carry this stick that's on fire. Total fire hazard. OSHA would not be approved of that. you know, like
Yeah.
it's amazing to me. But, like so many things and all of them were created with hope in mind. And so whoever you are, apathetic and depressed, um whatever your name is in real life, you really hit upon something here. And I'm proud of you for coming to this realization. Even though it's hard sometimes to accept. Because then you start coming to these realizations and then you're like, oh my gosh, I've wasted so much of my life. And then we can do, the whole self beat up session, right? Like we do. But it's not about that. It's not about, looking back on this time where you didn't have this belief or that you listened to all the people that said, don't get your hopes up. It's not there for you to beat yourself up. It's there so you can be like, okay, I can correct this. I can move forward. You can realize that that statement is bunk and you can move yourself forward. And sometimes we have to do that multiple times a day. Sometimes we have to check ourselves. We have to check our attitude. We have to check our thought process. We have to check all these different things and be like, okay, I'm not in the right frame of mind. I need to just move forward, right? And then after that, it can be kind of a breeze. Even if the work itself is really hard, when your mind's in the right place, all those things become so much easier, excuse me. So yeah, get your hopes up. Don't listen to all those people. K-pop Demon Hunters was fun. Yes.
Yeah, me all man.
Ah, yes. I have never seen it. I've heard a lot about it. I've had it promoted to me by lots and lots of different people saying you should watch this, and I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, my brother asked for me and my wife to come over to his house so we could watch it together,
Ah,
which was, yeah. It
on
was
the
quite
on the big
interesting because
screen.
on their big projector that covers like their entire basement side to side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was good. Uh, one of the things that was very interesting about it is that how close because what they did is they took the Korean religion and used it as its, you know, how the whole mechanics work for like demons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's surprising how similar it is to the Christian understanding of demons and in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, that happens. Religions are connected.
Mm-hmm. I think it's because we're
Mhm.
people and we have this built into us,
Yeah, I
right?
think that's a big part.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, Jeff. Jeff says Magic of Thinking Big lays out awesome, but in instant gratification world with not succeeding today can feed this not get hopes up loop. But win the first 6-inch hurdle, celebrate it, and take steps. Yes, absolutely right. Um, yeah, it's crazy to me because a lot of times there were other things where people would just try and get me to be practical. Be
Mm.
realistic. Da, 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 don't get your hopes up. And it's so defeating. Because maybe deep down in your side that you're deep down inside of you that you are built for something big, that you're built to do something big. Now, here's the problem. A lot of times when you ask to do something big, you're going to come up against big obstacles.
That's true.
You're going to end up with big struggles because you're doing something big, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're going to go do something that's not normal, you have to guard your mentality, you have to guard what you listen to, you have to guard who you're listening to because you might have to keep that flame alive within you and not let it go out. And that's all just another way of saying keep your hopes up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a way. There's a way to do the things you want to do. It might not. In fact, one of the things I can tell you for sure is that the path won't look like what you think it's going to look like. The path that you're on to wherever you want to go. There will be difference. There will be differences in what you think it is to what it actually is. Right? I don't know. Maybe I'm not making any sense. I feel like I'm talking gibberish, but anyway, it's
You're fine.
it's it's going to be different than what you think.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yeah.
going to come up against things that you didn't think you were going to come up against. You're going to experience things that you had no idea existed. You're going to get knocked off track. All kinds of things. But that's okay. That's all part of the journey. And, Static wrote a song, Life Might Take Us. And it
Mm-hmm.
embodies this in a lot of ways where he's like, we never know where this life might take us. So I get excited when there's a change of plan. And I left out the part,
Yeah.
but
That's okay though. You put it back in just a little bit
I did.
later.
I did. Yes. Yes. I just had to make sure I got that in there. But
Yeah.
it's okay when things take a little bit of a detour. Sometimes that's just us having to learn something. And sometimes us learning that thing is what we needed in order to become the person that could handle the level of success that we're shooting for.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll tell you, when we have some kind of a goal or a dream or something we want to do, we're not the person that's equipped to handle that level of success, whatever that might be or whatever that might look like. A lot of this requires personal growth, and personal growth is hard. And it can be really painful. And it can cause us to have to do all this kind of introspection and, like figuring things out in our head and wrinkle, like getting all the kinks out of our psyche and, doing all that stuff, because I heard a guy say you can't take your junky old self into a bright new future. You'll only darken it.
Mm.
It's true.
That's true.
If I don't
Grass is always
grow and
greener on the other side.
change, what's that?
Grass is always greener on the other side.
It is.
Because once you get over there, it's not so green
You're
anymore.
like, oh man, I guess it's not that green.
Yeah.
Yep. But most of the time, when we have something big that we want to do, we're not prepared for it. And so we move toward it, we hit obstacles, and those obstacles are there to help us grow. So then when we get to that point, we are the person that can handle that. Now, most of the world will tell you, if you failed at something once, it must mean that you're not supposed to do it. Or if it's hard, that means you're not built for it. And that is a load of crap too. Just because something's hard doesn't mean you're not supposed to do it. In fact, it might be the thing you're supposed to do anyway, because you got to figure it out. But how do you go through those steps? You go through those steps with hope. With a hope that even though you're going through something painful, or even though you're hitting an obstacle that's bigger than you think you can handle, there is a way through it. There's a way to conquer it. There's a way beyond it. And you might not have any idea what it is. You might not have any idea how you're going to make it happen. But the more you try, the more you learn. The more you fail, the more you learn. The more pain we experience, it can soften our hearts and make us have more empathy with people. It can help us grow in ways that we don't even recognize. The outside world will see it more than you will in a lot of cases. When you start to grow personally through all these challenges and through these experiences and getting past your obstacles and stuff like that, who you become becomes evident to those around you much sooner than it becomes evident to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Because to you, you're just living, right? You're just living your life and you're dealing with these frustrations and you're mad or upset or whatever because you keep, running into obstacles. But as you handle them and as you grow as a person, all of a sudden you start to realize, look, I actually have a lot more power and influence than I thought I did. You start to take on this persona that is much more deep and powerful than you can imagine. And then you start to make an impact on other people's lives. And that, no matter what it is you decide to do, the thing that really matters is how it impacts the lives of the people around you. And whether it's just a small group of people or a large group of people. And unfortunately, there will always be forces working against you. We talked about K-pop Demon Hunter. I believe demons are real. They're trying to thwart us. They're trying to stop us from getting to that good. But you can press on. You can. You can grow. Sometimes it's okay when you get hit with something. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to take a step back or maybe 2 steps back and rethink through a few things. It's okay. Every time you do that, you're actually moving forward because you're learning something new and you're growing yourself. And I want to encourage you that on the other side of those obstacles is something you can't even really imagine. It may not look like you pictured it, like I said before. The success might not even look like you pictured it. But who you are and who you become as a result, that's worth more than any physical, like any money or power or, like level of material success that you can imagine. What really hits hard is the person you become.
Mm.
And so I would encourage you to do it, even if it's hard. In fact, especially if it's hard, do it. Because the world needs it. And not only does the world need it, but it needs you as the person that can make it happen. The world needs you as the best version of yourself. And I say that, I hate that phrase. Living my best life now, or I'm going to becoming the best version of myself. And I hear that, and it's become so cliche that I
Mm-hmm.
don't like hearing it anymore. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It can still make a difference. Like I understand, like that phrase, be the best you can be, or whatever.
Yep. It's as much as it is like I say it because it's true, even if it's kind of annoying at this point.
Mm,
It's the same thing with love yourself, you know?
yeah.
Everyone's saying, remember to love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. But like, it's still true. You do need to love yourself,
Mm-hmm.
even if everyone's misused it or whatever.
Yep. Yep. Oh, we got chat. Um, Mianglio says it's good to realize and accept that there is the possibility of good and bad outcomes. Getting your hopes up is better because it's you choosing to focus more on the possibility of positive outcome. Yes, absolutely. And this will make you feel more positive, whereas focusing on the possibility of negative will cause you to feel more negative. And it is not helpful to give yourself negative feelings for something that might not even happen. And regardless, is not happening now. Very wise.
Mhm.
Thank you,
If you have
Mianglios.
negative feelings about something, you don't really want to do it, you know?
True.
But, I guess those negative feelings are to stop you from doing something stupid. But at the same time, if you know you have the option and there's something that you're hopeful for, you know that you should be doing or at least could be doing and you think it's good,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, yeah, agreed completely. You want to fill that space with hopeful, positive feelings so that you're not, there's nothing cutting you off from pursuing it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So thank you, Mianglios. And thank you, Ryan. And thank you, Apathetic and Depressed, for sending this. Um,
Mhm.
I'm glad we had a chance to talk about it because, yeah, I think it's something we all have heard. Every single one of us has heard from somebody that we respect or somebody in authority above us or whatever the heck it is, where they've said, don't get your hopes up. But
Mhm.
that to me, anymore, if somebody says that to me, I don't think I've heard that from somebody. People know better now than to say that to me.
Yeah. That's good. You've already corrected them enough. They don't say it now.
Yeah. Well, and they know I'm going to do what I'm going to do anyway, whether they say that or
Yeah.
not. Like,
Yeah.
so it's okay. But a lot of things I've done, people have said, don't get your hopes up or something to
Hmm.
that effect. Like,
Yeah. Don't have high expectations.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. Yep.
Things like that.
And it's like, well, I don't plan on living a life that's mediocre. You know, I may fail
Hmm.
miserably over and over and over again, and that's okay. Because at least, I'm living, and at least I'm trying, and at least I haven't given up.
Hmm.
So don't give up.
Yeah.
Keep trying. It's okay. So anyway, that's what I got. Ryan, do you have anything else?
Um, I'm reminded of a story, and
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could share this story appropriately. I just can't remember it word for word, and it's a beautiful story. Um, it's beautiful, not really beautiful. Just really interesting, fascinating. Um, there once was a really like very, very, very successful person that came to a campus at a university, and he was paid to speak on stage, and he went. And, a lot of the people from school attended. They really were excited to see what he had to say because he was incredibly successful. And, the students want to be successful too in whatever they're doing. So um, they went ahead and, there's a lot of people attended it. And so he gets on stage and he says, "All right, who of you is going to be, who of you believes they're going to be successful in life? And I forget exact words. He might say, who of you thinks they're going to be a millionaire or whatever, something along those lines, though. Who of you is going to be like really successful?" And, a couple people put their hands up and he says, "All right, I want you guys to stand up and come on stage with me." And then they did. And then he says, "All right, everybody else who didn't put your hands up, please leave." And he sat there, and they all sat there on stage, waiting until every single person left. And I don't know how long that was, could have been hours, but that included the staff. And he told the staff to leave. He just kept on saying, "All right, guys, you guys get out of here. I'm not going to continue. These are the guys. These are the ones. The rest of you aren't going to be successful." And, no one really knows exactly what was said on stage, but what we do know is that he basically just went to them and said, "All right, guys, I want you all to write down your name and your number and share it with each other." This was long before phones, so they had little pieces of paper. And he said, "This is your guys' group. This is your support group. These are, you guys are going to be successful, but you guys, if you want to be successful, keep in contact. You don't need to pursue the same activities. You don't need to pursue the same careers or anything. You don't need to be working together, but you need to stay in contact with each other." And all of those people, I think there were like 5 of them, maybe 7, but I think it was just like 5. They all ended up being like multimillionaires, maybe some of them billionaires. And I don't remember who they were. Jeff, you might have heard this story. If you did, that'd be awesome if you could, if you remember who the people are. But anyways, very successful people. And the point of that is to say they kept each other's hopes up. They reminded each other of their dreams.
Mm.
They reminded each other that they were chasing after something that was meaningful and valuable and that they could do it. And it was that group of people that made each one individually successful.
Mm.
Because without that support, without that hope, with that support to say, keep your hopes up. We're doing this, man. We're all in this together. Even if we're doing separate things, we're all in this together. We're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be successful. That was one of the key components to actually having them make it. And when the guy asked, "Hey, who of you is going to be successful?" It might have been millionaires. I can't remember what the word was. It doesn't really matter. Whatever he asked, that was asking them, who has hope?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who believes in what they hope for? Who has hope? Because if you don't have hope, you can't do much, especially if you're trying to be successful at anything. Hope creates all things. So I was just reminded of that story, and I wish I could tell it more beautifully as it was told to me. But It's a true story, and it's incredible. But yeah, I gave you the best version that I could remember. But yeah,
I think that's
it's
better than
incredible what it does.
that's a better version than I would have remembered. But I do know
Yeah,
what story you're talking about.
yeah. I'm sure you remember the story. You just don't. I don't remember the people, and I don't remember the words that were said, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember all the details. But I remember the basics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's a key point in that though, and that is find other people that also have hope
Mm-hmm.
and surround yourself with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes a big difference.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Makes a big difference for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people who are doubters and naysayers, but even they, you even have a difference in their lives if you keep your hopes up. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you even, I've seen people, they say things from time to time. And it's like, oh, I didn't expect you to say that. I'm just going to say, yeah, that's awesome, man. That's right on. I
Mm-hmm.
agree. You know? So, yeah. Yeah, Jeff's heard the story too, but yeah. Yeah, I don't have an immediate recall. Yeah, dang it. We've all heard it, but I don't remember. Uh-huh. And you're also dealing with 8 browser pages and 100 tabs open with 2 audios playing at once and not knowing where to stop. Yeah, dude. Yeah, obviously that's way too much, dude. Okay, yeah, don't worry about it. Love you, Jeff. You're amazing. You're
Yeah,
you're
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 good,
doing more
Jeff.
than
You're
I'm
doing
doing.
good.
I'm over here just talking. You're
Mm-hmm.
doing everything all at once.
Yeah, awesome.
No, just confirmation. There's just confirmation for you guys. It's a thing. But
Mm-hmm.
even if I don't know all the details.
That's all right.
Yeah,
None of us know all the details,
that's right.
except maybe your brother.
That's true. Yeah, maybe.
He's pretty good at
Probably
that.
not. He is pretty good.
Yeah. So wow.
All right. Well, we're nearly 30 minutes over, so
Yep.
thank you for chilling with us, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and thank you for the topics, you guys. We've got more. We'll come back next week. Next week is the week of Thanksgiving.
Wow, really?
You don't get to celebrate it because you're in Australia.
I don't get to. You know what? Last year I was here, they were like asking me like if I wanted to celebrate it with them. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, oh, that's so sweet that they would ask. But
Like,
no, I'm
yeah.
good.
I'd be like, yeah.
Turkey, you know
Turkey's
what?
good.
There's a lot of turkey in the grocery store right now. It's kind of funny because I know we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but when I was there last 2 weeks, they had a ton of turkey,
Mm.
just the big old chunks of it. And I'm like, wow, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving here, but they still do the turkey, I guess. Maybe there's a lot of Americans here. I don't know.
Oh, that was a pig?
Oh, was it pig?
Beyonce thinks
Oh,
it's
you
a
know what?
pig.
It probably was a giant pig leg or something rather than a turkey leg. It looked like a turkey, but it was probably pig.
You know, turkey legs always look so good. And they taste
Oh,
good.
Christmas ham. It's Christmas ham. I see. That makes sense.
All right.
Sorry, they look the same to me because they all the same, same holiday stuff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, love you too, meow.
Yes. And it was
You're
good to
awesome.
see you. Oh my gosh. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. It was great to have you.
Yeah.
It's great to have all of you here with us. So next week, we are still planning on doing Don't Worry Wednesday. It could be a little bit of an interesting time. I'm not exactly sure what's happening with my parenting schedule, but I know that I'm
Mm.
supposed to have my kids for Thanksgiving, and like I'm
Which is on
supposed to have
Thursday.
them over. I'm not gonna eat my kids for Thanksgiving.
Supposed to have my kids for Thanksgiving. No one was thinking you meant that. But wow.
um,
Wow.
so it could
Those
be
two little turkeys.
yeah. They can be turkeys
Those
sometimes,
turkeys.
but
Yeah,
it's
they can be
like
turkeys sometimes.
I think everybody can.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
but what's the
We're
verdict
all
on
turkeys.
the Static P Christmas album? Is going to be a thing? I don't know. I still like
Um,
the idea.
it sounds like a fun idea,
If we
but
do that Mariah Carey song, we have to butcher it.
Oh my gosh, not that that's the worst one.
I
We
know. That's
have to
why we
butcher it. Yeah,
got
yeah, we have to butcher it so bad, it's even worse. And then people will like it even more because if they apparently like bad stuff, they'll like bad stuff. It's even more bad.
Yep.
Maybe. Sorry for putting my opinion out there, guys. I know it's a rather harsh opinion.
You can have an opinion.
Yeah,
You can have
it's just an
all the
opinion.
opinions you want.
Yeah.
That's right. So anyway, guys, come back next week. We're planning another Don't Worry Wednesday for Thanksgiving week, and it should be a rip roaring good time or something.
Yeah, rip roaring.
Rip roaring. We're gonna do good. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. We love you. We love you so much.
Mhm.
Again, we're not professionals. We're not therapists or anything like that. But if you have a topic you want to send to us, you can go to don'tworrywednesday.com and submit a topic there. We would love to hear from you. We would love to do your topic if you have something you want us to talk about. So
Yeah.
until next time, take excellent care of yourselves and those around you. Oh, this time you and your bro watched it together on your laptop. The laptop that I recommended. You took my
Ah.
recommendation. Oh,
Aw,
you guys are so sweet.
that's amazing.
Thank you. Um, yes, absolutely. Thank you for coming to the stream, Twashu. August, you lovely people. You're lovely people, August. Well, I got to say. Yes, and
Mhm.
have a wonderful day and night and a worry-free week ahead. Twashu with the peak haiku art. Right on. I'm not even sure what that means, but Twashu does. That's what matters.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe, what? What, August? Oh, it's an anime. Gotcha.
Uh, got it.
Right on. All right, cool. Well, you guys have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time on Don't Worry Wednesday. Until then, take great care of yourselves and the people you love and the people around you, and we'll see you next time. We love you guys.
Bye now.
Bye bye.